Chapter 8. After a week, Grandma Elsie and Grandpa Morris went back to their own house and Mom went back to work. And I didn't bother going to her after-school activities anymore. I stopped going to Brownies. I no longer wanted to fly up to Girl Scouts. Anna didn't go back to her violin lessons. She didn't play the violin at home either. I don't feel like it, she said. We never play music on my dad's stereo like we used to. Anything we would have listened to would have reminded us of him. My friends at school never mentioned anything about my dad, but I knew that they felt sorry for me. And after a few days back at school, they started treating me like normal. But I didn't feel normal. The days without Dad passed along until it was mid-December. Even though our lives were upset and sad without him, Anna and I were looking forward to Hanukkah. It was a few days before the first night of Hanukkah, and we were getting dressed for school. Do you think we should buy a Hanukkah present for Mom? Anna asked me. I knew the answer without thinking about it. No, she wouldn't want any presents now. And then I went downstairs and made breakfast while Mom rushed around getting ready for work. Then she left and we walked to the bus stop. At lunchtime that day, Elvia asked me, "Want to come to my house after school to play soccer? We have enough kids for 2 teams. It's really fun." I pictured Anna going home to the empty house. I didn't want her to be alone and I didn't want to be without her. Besides, I didn't feel much like playing soccer. No thanks, I said. I have to go right home after school. That afternoon, our class rehearsed from school's winter holiday show. I hated singing happy holiday songs. Coming home from school, a bunch of 3rd graders started singing Jingle Bells on the school bus. If I hear Jingle Bells one more time, I told her, I'll rebel. And I laughed. It was the first time I heard her laugh since Dad died. It was the first time I'd made a joke since Dad died. When we came into an empty house, we did what we'd been doing every day since Grandma Elsie and Grandpa Morris left. Anna studied her homework and I watched the soap operas. On a soap opera I watched that afternoon, a man was killed in a car accident. I turned off the TV at 7 sharp. Mom walked in the door. She looked tired and sad. "Hi," she said. "Hi." We said back. She was walking through the kitchen to go up to her room to change. "What's for dinner?" I asked. "There must be some of those frozen meals left," she said. "I had a big lunch. I'm not hungry. You girls go ahead. We never ate frozen dinners before Dad died. My parents were both sensational cooks. Mom went to school to study cooking. She even taught some cooking classes herself. Dad used to say that Mom taught him everything he knew about cooking. There were only 2 frozen meals left in the freezer. Anna took the turkey pot pile and I took the 3-course baked chicken dinner. We popped them in a microwave, set the timer, and waited for it to ding. We were eating when Mom came into the kitchen. She was wearing Dad's bathrobe again. I hated when she wore that. While we finished our so-called dinner, she put water for tea and took out some crackers and peanut butter for herself. I put my empty frozen food tray on top of an overflowing wastebasket. It fell off, so I stuck in the kitchen with the unwashed breakfast dishes. I thought I should put those dishes in the dishwasher. I opened the dishwasher to find that it was already full of dirty dishes. I reached under the sink for dishwasher powder. That wasn't any. I closed the dishwasher and sat down again. Mom opened the peanut butter jar and peered inside. This was empty, she said. There wasn't any cereal this morning, I told her, so we had peanut butter sandwiches for breakfast. I remembered how stale and bread had tasted. I looked around the kitchen. It was a mess. We were a mess. I could feel that Anna was thinking the same thing. It was as if we lost both of our parents. A mother had to start to take control or we'd be lost too. I stuck out a foot. Mom, I said, I don't have any clean socks for school. I've worn these 3 days in a row. Mom was a stickler for clean underwear and socks. I figured she'd react to that. We'll go shopping this weekend, she said, and buy some food and clothes. You mean we're never going to wash our clothes again? I asked. We're just going to keep buying new ones, disposable clothes. Anna mumbled. That's disgusting. I remembered how hard my father worked to save the environment. He had taught us from an early age that it was important not to waste things. Mom, what would Dad have said if he knew we were going to buy underwear because their old ones were dirty? I asked. Mom recoiled as if I had hit her. She never mentioned Dad to us, and we'd been careful not to talk about him in front of her. But I couldn't stop. Dad would have hated the way things are around here, I said. I pictured what my dad would have done if he saw the kitchen in the way it was. He'd say, let's put this place together. Let's make it shine. Then he'd assign us tasks. Put on some soul music, and we'd sing and dance while we did dishes, wiped counters and swept the floor. We have to pull this thing together, I told my mother. Let's make it shine. Mom folded her arms and stared at me with big, sad eyes. She knew that I was imitating Dad. Finally, she spoke. I know I have to pull myself together, she whispered. I'm trying. Anna and I didn't say anything. We waited to see what Mom would say next. I guess you two don't have the time to keep the house organized because all of your after-school activities, she said. We don't do after-school stuff anymore, I said. Mom looked surprised. You don't? No, says that not for a while, Anna told her. What about your violin lessons? Anna asked. Anna, what about your violin lessons, Anna? She asked. Anna shook her head. I don't want to play anymore. We come right home after school, I said, but we ran out of dishwasher soap and lots of other stuff. We don't know how to use the washer and dryer. And Anna, we never did it before. I'm sorry, Mom said in a hushed voice. Then she sat up a little straighter and took a long sip of tea. Finally, she spoke. Anna, find me a pad of pen and pencil. Abby, walk around the kitchen and help me figure out what we're out of. We'll make a list. Once again, she was taking charge. I told Mom all the stuff we needed to buy at the supermarket. Tomorrow, she said, we'll go grocery shopping. Then I'm going to find someone who can be here when you girls come along from school. Someone who can cook your dinner and do some of the cleaning up. You won't have to do kitchen chores, but I'm going to teach you both how to do your own wash, okay? Anna and I nodded. I want you to start your violin lessons again next week, Anna, and back to practice at least half an hour a day. Do you understand? Anna nodded. Mom pointed at me. And you young lady, have you been watching television after school? I nodded. No television on weekdays. That's always been the rule in this house. Even though Mom was scolding me. I smiled. I was so happy to have my take charge mom back. Aren't you jumping up from brownies to Girl Scouts soon? She asked. I'm not jumping up, Mom, I said with a little laugh. It's called flying up, but I dropped out of brownies. Flying up? Well, sprout some wings fast, Abby. I want you to back out your brownie meetings, and I want you to become a Girl Scout. Anna exchanged a small smile. Mom stood up. Anna, why don't you go tune your violin? You won't want to be rusty for your lesson. Abby, go get your homework and come back here with it. A few minutes later, I was sitting at the kitchen table doing my homework. Mom was cleaning the kitchen, and Anna was upstairs turning her violin. As she was clearing the table, Mom took a bite of Anna's unfinished turkey pie pot. "This is disgusting," she said. "I'll make sure to find a housekeeper who knows what to cook." Anna started playing a song. After the first few notes, I recognized it. Jingle bells. Mom made the kind of choking laugh and gave me a crooked smile. It wasn't my own mom, but it was sure better than no mom at all.